NADCAP and other advanced specifications are pretty big beasts that will affect nearly every aspect of your business. You undoubtedly have spent or will spend many months and hundreds of hours trying to get your arms around the requirements and determining the gaps that need to be filled in the way your business currently operates. So when I refer to NADCAP throughout, I'm really referring to kind of any type of advanced specification that your processing may adhere to, such as like Boeing, Lockheed, GM. So when you start operating to these advanced specifications, there are aspects of your business that will likely change. You will definitely experience an increase in administrative and operational overhead. So I'm referring to activities like reading and understanding the specification requirements, really understanding the specification requirements, putting systems and internal processes in place to support and conform to the specifications, managing new specifications and new revisions of specifications, determining every internal system or processing procedure that is or may be affected by these specifications, documenting access to and modifications of internal documents and procedures, and guaranteeing every piece of equipment or employee who touches the parts that you're operating or processing under a NADCAP type of procedure are qualified to do so at that point in time. So what does all this increase in requirements cost? Well, let's first define what we're talking about as an opportunity cost. An opportunity cost is the value of an opportunity that is lost or sacrificed. This happens when we end up choosing one course of action over and give up some other course of action we might have taken. And we usually do this because we have got some limited resources. We've got limited time, we've got limited personnel, we've got limited equipment, certainly limited money. And we measure our lost opportunities by profit that could have been generated if the resources had been available. So let's look at some of the opportunity costs of NADCAP type processing. Is it possible we may experience an increase in overhead and operational costs? So a question here. Does everyone agree you have increased overhead when you're dealing with NADCAP type work? Show of hands. I see lots of nods. Okay, so we're in agreement there. And does that type of work then cost you more in time and dollars and other resources? Everyone agree there? And might we have some decreased productivity if we have increased our overhead and increased our cost? Do you think your productivity for this type of work is going to go up or down? How many people think that productivity is going to go up? Down? Yeah. So we agreed on this. If we have increased overhead and we've increased our operational costs and our productivity has gone down, what are the chances you're going to see overall profitability go down with this type of work? I think it's probably pretty high. That follows. So in a big picture, general sense, for every NADCAP type order, you need to ensure the qualified resources are available when that order is being processed. Managing certification requirements certainly take on a whole nother level of importance. Your people need to verify that your processing of parts adheres to the correct specifications. You need a system that will effectively manage all of the advanced specifications you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And last but certainly not least, you need a robust audit trail to prove that you have control of your processing. So we have challenges in ensuring qualified resources. First, you'll have many processes that you perform that need to adhere to one or more specifications. You need a way to define the individual specifications and relate them to all required processes. Second, on the shop floor, those specifications can affect and determine which pieces of equipment you must use, which shop employees are qualified to perform specific tasks, and even which vendors you can use for outside subcontracting. We have challenges in managing certification requirements. You need to make sure the verbiage that appears on the certification is exactly what is required for each specification you follow. We all know how difficult it is to make sure everyone who generates certifications on all shifts and on the weekend follow the proper template for each customer or part. You need to accurately document all of the processing conditions that must appear on the certification. Perhaps your customer wants to see the quench temperature at the start and end of each load of parts, or perhaps the time the parts reached heat, time at heap, and when they were pulled for each temper load. And of course, you know, some customer will be calling you 4 months later, after you delivered the parts, long after they're gone, requesting a copy of the certification, which of course they misplaced somewhere. So how long does it take you to track down that particular certification they are requesting and fax or email it back to them? We have challenges in verifying the processing adheres to correct specifications. If you're quoting work for your customers, how easy is it for your order entry or contract review personnel to make sure the specifications on the relevant quote or quotes match the specifications assigned to the order they are processing? For each of the specifications assigned to an order, do you know if one or more of them have been superseded or obsoleted by another specification? Are you really running the order to the latest specifications as the customer requested? When the order is out on the floor, can you ensure that only qualified resources are used at each significant operational step? Is the furnace qualified to run the process? Has the operator running the load been sufficiently trained? Does the subcontractor the parts are being sent to have the proper and current certifications? Finally, how easy is it to make sure the quality manager knows when there is some potential specification issue on any given order? Will he or she find out about the incorrect processing a week after the customer receives the parts and finds problems and gives you a call?